Brought to you in part by Susan Shute at Exclusive Realtors, servicing South Chicagoland, Northwest Suburbs, Kankakee, and Will County. Everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to get this diffuser put on the Plaid. It's the Midwest out here. We're back in the 90s for a whole week. Last week we were in the high 60s, low 70s. This area just is crazy. But let's show you this rear diffuser. So here it is. It's got all the same tabs that you're going to see that on your stock one. There's a factory screw holes here, and here I'm going to add, they added tape. I've seen some other ones that there's no tape there, but I'm going to use rivets here. And there's the back, but we'll get a better look with it on the car. So one of the first things to do would be to pop this out of here. It should just pop out. Move this maybe. There we go. And then take the cover off. I'm gonna pull this carpet out a little bit. And then down in here, once I find it myself, I will show it to you. There's a 10 millimeter nut in there and on the other side. So I thought it was a lot deeper, but it is right in that hole right there, which is not very far down at all. So see if I can get it up in there. A little cut. There's a stud inside that hole. So there's going to be one in the same spot on this side. So in here, there's two clips that I had to pop out. And then the best thing, you just kind of grab this liner. You don't have to take it out, but just pull it away. And then inside here, there is a 25 Torx, one screw going upward. And now the rest of the bolts that we need to get are all going to be at the bottom. So on each side, there's three 10 millimeter screws. And I'll get the other side. So I have those bottom screws out. So now really you're just going to grab it at this front corner and just start pulling it away from the car. Both sides are free, so I'm just going to try to... Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the table up. I'm going to lower the car so that when I pull this off, I could rest the bumper on the table. Okay, on this particular car, on the passenger side, there is one master plug right here that you're going to do, and it separates. You can leave the whole wiring harness in the bumper. So now we just have to separate the lower diffuser from the bumper, and then we can install the new one. See, there's these clips that go all the way around. We need to get that. There's two 10 millimeter screws in the center. We're just going to take those off and take those little nut pieces off. Those are going to go on the other part, and that'll get that off there. Do it for one of these. You can get the gist of how it works. You want to get in on this side and like twist while you separate at the same time. You know, pop it out of there, and you just do that all the way around, and you're good to go. they are popped into their grooves here all the way around. Okay, I got the 2 bolts back in here, and here there's double-sided tape on the back, and they give you self-tapping screws, but I put rivets in here so that it's not going to go nowhere. So now all that's left is I also cleaned the bottom side of that, knowing the bumper part that I was going to have sticky tape there. So the next thing is mount this back on the car. In this cover here, there's tabs right here that may or may not like pop down when you and pull out when you take the bumper off the first time. So you just got to push them all back in. So at this point, I just had to check that, and now I can lower the car down. We'll do the same thing, putting the bumper back on so that I could plug it in at the right height and get it hung on the car and go from there. So I do have it plugged back in. So at this point, I'm just gonna, there's the pin here, it's gonna go in that hole. Just gotta get that up in there. You can start pushing it back. It is all put back. So after I snapped it in, all I had to do, put the 25 Torx up in these corners here. And this, now it only takes 2 bolts instead of 3, but you're 2 10mm on each side. And then you pop these back in from your old cover. And the only thing, there's some backing tape for this. You can take this off and stick it on there. But yeah, that's it. Slight gap there with the little wing right there. So she looks pretty good. So I'm gonna set her on the ground. Right now we got her outside. Now we can get a little better look at it, and I think it's pretty good. So they do kind of blend together, those middle ones and this rear one here. Kind of gives the back a little bit more of a wider look. All right, so there you have it. It's not too bad to install. It probably would take a little over an hour to do. It's just lining up the tabs on the new one is a little harder because it doesn't have as much give as the plastic diffuser you're removing. So you have to be a little careful when you're pushing, so you don't want to stress those tabs. So and also it fits perfect, but you got to finagle it around to get it right where it needs to be so that everything lines up when you snap it in. Everything will snap in. I suggest getting the bottom tabs into the bottom plastic cover all the way, then do the top. I had started the nuts on the studs that go in the top of the bumper, but I didn't tighten them all the way. Once I got everything in a good spot, I tightened those down and then wrapped those around the side, popping them in. So doing it that way was not bad at all. So what's up next? The front splitter. Whenever I get that, I'll be doing that. And I do have a thing for the steering wheel for the driving, full self-driving. For the nag is gone, but it's kind of there. I'll explain that later. But please, if you like what you see, hit that like button and please subscribe. We're getting there. We got about 100 to go, and we'll catch you on the next one.